Shirt Day. That'll all be on our website. Over to you, Mars.
So when I come home, I see him walking around in a circle.
As the family of Prashant Tiwari told CTV's W5, they feared the young man would end his life. So they took him to Brampton Civic Hospital, where he was placed under suicide watch. Then, just 10 days later, the 20-year-old hung himself in his hospital room. Tiwari's father, Rakesh, has now launched a $12.5 million lawsuit against the hospital's 6 of its staff. The family's lawyer, Michael Smitiuch, joins us now, and it's good to have you here. Want to focus in on the hospital and the terminology that was used with regards to suicide watch. What did your client take that to mean?
Well, the family had brought Prashant to the hospital because he was having difficulties. They thought he was going to be safe, and 10 days later, he was dead. The understanding was that Prashant would be provided with supervision every 15 minutes. That was the protocol. That was the procedure. In this particular case, for over 2.5 hours, he was left unsupervised in a shower area. In that shower area, he was actually provided with a chair. He used his hospital gown as a noose, and there was a weight-bearing vent in the actual shower area, and he hung himself.
The hospital has made some changes with regards to the things that you just mentioned. It's done an internal review. You're still looking for an inquest, for an inquiry. Why is that?
Yes, the family, what happened to Prashant, they don't want to happen to anyone else. That's the main goal of this. And we are calling on today the Chief Coroner of Ontario to immediately call for an inquest. So far, the request has been denied. We think this is a larger problem than even this particular case. Through W5, we've learned that there have been over 300 suicides across Canada while individuals have been under psychiatric care. So this is a systemic problem that needs to be addressed, and we're asking the coroner to immediately call for an inquest.
You're also filing a statement of claim later today, and that is for $12.5 million. How did you come to that number?
Prashant was a 20-year-old young man. He had his entire life ahead of him. Rakesh, his father, has lost a son. His mother has lost a son. And his brother lost his only brother. Brampton Civic Hospital had procedures in place that they were to check on him every 15 minutes, and they didn't do that. They gave a suicidal patient the equipment to take his own life. And to add insult to injury, after he died, there was unauthorized access, and Prashant's privacy was invaded when people who had nothing to do with his care rifled through his medical file, presumably for nothing more than morbid curiosity. So those are the reasons.
Obviously, this is taking quite a toll on your clients. Tell us about that and how Rakesh is doing, how the family is doing.
The family is absolutely devastated. They live with what happened to their son every single day, and they're going to live with that the rest of their lives. The sad thing in all this is that Rakesh took his son to the hospital because he was hurting himself. He took him there for care.
He thought he was doing the right thing.
He did, and he thought that Prashant would be safe, and 10 days later he was dead. So this will haunt Rakesh for the rest of his life. He thought that the hospital was a safe haven, and it wasn't.
As I understand it, you also want to shine a light on mental illness.
Yes. As we all know in society, there's greater awareness in terms of mental illness, and we need to, and this is part of the reason for the inquest, we need to get some good procedures, good training, good protocols in place to identify, first of all, mental health issues, but when they're actually in the care, when they're getting it, there has to be better training in terms of supervision. And so through the inquest, through this case, we're hoping to build greater awareness so this never happens again.
Mr. Smitiuch, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
We reached out to the William Osler Health System for comment. This was the response. While we do not comment on any individual patient case, we have and continue to express our sincere condolences for the family's loss. The entire Osler community has been deeply affected by the circumstances surrounding this death. Coming up on Canada AM in 15 minutes.